Cargo Europe is where people come to network, share news and views, and this year it's where a company has been launched. Simon and Ed, thanks so much for joining me.
That's okay.
Tell me the story. This is really exciting.
Yeah, we're very excited for it this year. So we're from a company called CharterSync. Myself and Ed are the co-founders of CharterSync. So I'm an airline pilot by trade, as it were. I've been flying for about 5 years or so. I've been flying since I was about 13 as a young kid, so always been interested in aviation, and aviation has always been at the heart of everything I do with technology.
Well, I've heard actually you got your pilot's license before your driving license.
I did, yeah. I got my private pilot's license when I was very young, so about the age of 17, before I'd even started to learn to drive. So it's always been with me.
How does that even happen?
I don't know, I've always been fascinated in aviation. My family, my mum and my dad have been pilots in the past, but my mum in fact actually is quite scared of flying. But I don't know, it's this incredible feat of engineering. You look at the aircraft in the sky and how that aircraft can stay up in the air. So it's always fascinated me.
It's never good being scared of flying as a pilot.
No, it's not. I mean, no day is the same, and it's a very privileged job to be in. The views, it's always sunny at work. Always see a fantastic view overhead, but yeah, and technology's always been with me as well since I'm engaged.
And what about you, Ed?
Yeah, so I used to be a charter broker, was working for a leading charter brokerage for about 3 years, and just with that experience I wanted to try my hand at flying as well, so that's where I met Simon. So we did our pilot training together, and I probably shouldn't say it that I'm actually scared of heights, so flying an aircraft, it gives you that excitement and adrenaline, and it really gives us that opportunity to see the whole supply chain now through as being a pilot and being a broker before.
So you've been keeping up the day job, so to speak, while you're setting up CharterSync.
Exactly.
That's exactly it. As Ed said, being a pilot, we see every stakeholder in the industry. So we see the ground handlers, we talk to operations all the time, we meet with other airlines as well, and we do all the mass and balance and the performance of the aircraft, and meet with the load control as well for the aircraft. So we appreciate the complexity that goes into an operation day to day, which I think has really stemmed into the core values of CharterSync and how we want to grow the business going.
And certainly with the business as well, we're very fortunate, when you fly an aircraft, you finish your day, you put the parking brake on, and that's it. You can walk away and you don't need to think about work. And that's why we had the extra time to put everything into CharterSync.
Well, tell us more about CharterSync. How does it work?
Obviously, Ed just said we met when we were first training at airline school back with the first airline that I flew for. And when Ed really talked about the cargo charter industry, as being an outsider and with a bit of a tech background, a software background, I was absolutely fascinated with the way in which the cargo industry, which is so important for the running of businesses across the globe and definitely inside Europe. And when he was talking about the go now, the urgent charter industry, and then he was explaining the current process of what that goes on in the industry, it's fascinating.
Yeah, so we're all about time critical cargo charters. So if we have a freight forwarding client, they want to submit a request, we can look and we can in real time look at all the available aircraft at any one time, and then we can match that cargo with the most appropriate aircraft, which is the first of its kind, and has attracted a lot of attention from a lot of airlines here at Air Cargo Europe and a lot of freight forwarding companies, and we're really excited to increase the number of airlines and the forwarding companies as well. So, yeah.
Well, this is what's so exciting. You launched on Tuesday, right? The first day of the event. So tell us about the launch and the response.
Exactly.
It's been quite overwhelming. We've had a lot of interest from a lot of different companies that we didn't even think about how we could integrate them. They've been coming out actually with a lot of options and actually giving us a lot of ideas. So not only have we launched with our business model, we know what we stand for as CharterSync, but actually they've made us realise there's so much more that can be done in the industry.
Yeah, innovation's certainly at the heart of CharterSync, and we want to be at the cutting edge and leading that trend in the charter space.
And can you tell us about any of those big hitters that have already signed up?
So yeah, we wouldn't be in a position to disclose that at the moment, but we've got a really good number of airlines. We've now got a waiting list with further airlines and forwarders as well. So we just want to incrementally grow, it's very exciting.
And one of the key things about CharterSync is it's not only a sophisticated technology platform, it's supported by a very knowledgeable team behind it. We recognise that aviation, there are so many variables and so many things that can go wrong last minute. It's not just a sophisticated technology to procure aircraft, it's the team behind it. And all of our operations team, actually, they all have a pilot's licence, so they know how to fly an aircraft, and they actually all come from an aviation and operations background. So if a forwarder or an operator has a question, we can support them.
So they're really seeing the whole story.
Exactly, and it's just about getting the right level of automation, and we have that support team if required, and sometimes we do need to step in and add that level of knowledge and experience when it's needed. So.
It's such an incredible story, and I really, really hope you do very well. I'm sure
Thank
you
you very
will.
much.
I know that so many people have signed up already, so good luck, and
Thank you.
I can't wait to see you grow.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much. Thank you.
Thank you.